Just a quick one, guys, before we get into today's video. I want you to check out the channel's official clothing store, RFC Clothing. Each design is limited edition and is perfect to wear on a match day, on the terraces at Ibrox, down your local, or cozy in the comfort of your own home. Do browse our t-shirts by going down into the link in the description or going to rfcclothing.com. Anyway, let's get into today's video. And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Guys, in today's video, as always, here to bring you up to date with all of the latest Rangers news from the last 24 hours, and it's an action-packed one, as it does look like a transfer is imminent. There's also been a big transfer twist that we need to discuss, whilst also going through our Champions League opponents. So let's start with the Champions League opponents, guys. Of course, no surprise, obviously, after last week's thrashing, Dynamo Kiev won 6-2, and yesterday they followed up that victory, which seen them win 3-0 and 9-2 on aggregate. Yes, I am slightly worried about this one. They've scored a lot of goals against a good team there, and of course are ready to go up against us. So it's going to be a big challenge, as is all the ties when you're playing in the Champions League. All of them are, but again, we need to be at our best to beat this Ukrainian side. Of course, they are going to be playing in Lublin, Poland. That's where the first leg is going to be away from home. And then we haven't got Ibrox anymore as the sort of 12th man. We've got Hampden, which the atmosphere is pretty rank rotten in there. But when Rangers are in town, we can usually make it a bit of a cauldron as much as we can. Nothing like Ibrox, but certainly could maybe use the fans to our advantage. But it's going to be a tough tie. Regardless, it's going to be a tough tie. They've scored a lot of goals over 2 games against Partizan Belgrade, who are a decent side, by the way, always there or thereabouts within Europe. So, yeah, I mean, 9 goals, and against our defence, absolutely honky-tonk, so they could have a field day, but we need to be disciplined and hope we have a few more players coming in through the door. Well, obviously, yesterday we stated that Proper is going to be coming in from FC20, which is a huge boost. I think a lot of you may have digested that news now and are slightly happy with the acquisition. Again, as stated earlier, we have agreed a deal. Medical has been done. He's been spotted in the United Kingdom and should be announced at some point over today or tomorrow, hopefully in time for the sort of Champions League deadline, so we can be a part of that squad against Dynamo Kiev. But reports in it, Rangers inside media are stating that he will be on the team sheet for that game against Heart of Midlothian. So a massive boost there in terms of what we have, because Proper is a proper centre back, and of course is a captain. You know, FC20, we've been a bit of a menace with them. We've lumped them with Sam Lammers, and we've just nicked their captain, which is quite good. And whilst we are spending money on him, I do think he's an upgrade on Connor Goldson. Some would argue, look, he's 30 years old. That goes against our sort of business model, but I do think he's a late bloomer as a player. He's not really played as many games as most. He come to his started playing more regularly as he got a bit older, but certainly a player that I think can make an impact at Glasgow Rangers. And to be fair, when Danilo and Dessers stop firing, we don't sign a striker this summer, he can also be used as a striker because he's quite a good finisher. All joking aside, we do need a striker. But again, look, defender there is a decent signing. But that doesn't need to stop there. I potentially want to be greedy this summer and would potentially look at another potential centre-back. Yes, another centre-back. Also another midfielder, also another winger, and also another striker. So yes, I'm a bit greedy. Some would say, being realistic, but, there's plenty of time in this transfer window to get business done. And we still need a midfielder and a striker at a bare minimum now to start against Hearts. We've taken care of the wing with Cherney. We've taken care of the centre-back, what I was talking about last week. Now midfielder, experience, and we need a striker that can score goals. And to be fair, we can get that done for around 5-6 million quid. Genuinely, Shankland, look at that, 3 million quid, and then you could potentially go get a midfielder for 4. So we've got the money there. So hopefully we can get something done with regards to that. However, one position that I did speak about was the right back position, and I do believe that we do need to bolster that. Now, some would say Dujon Sterling's good, and some would say, well, James Tavernier, he's off skis. So we definitely need a new right back. Or is he? Yes, the latest transfer twist. James Tavernier has broken his silence on transfer exit speculation surrounding his Rangers' future. And the Ibrox captain has basically stated that he's fully committed to Rangers this campaign. Basically, even last season, Tavernier was tipped for possible exits with links to Saudi Arabia. But the defender has insisted he has given no thought to a transfer move away from Glasgow. He said, I just don't take any notice, basically. There have been speculation for a long time now, if it's a year and a half. I addressed it towards the end of last season and fully committed to the job in hand. That's where my mindset will always be. Fully committed, coming day by day and trying to extreme hardest to put myself and the team on. To do what I do every single day is to be a professional footballer. It's like I'm 18 again. Every single day is a joy for me to come in and train. I am living the dream. He also spoke about a recent injury as well and stated that he's ready to go ahead of the game against Hearts. He said, obviously it's unusual for me to miss, but with being pre-season, it was a perfect time to my hip flexor. I had a bit of fluid in there, so it was a perfect time not just to push through it and let it settle down. Sitting on the sidelines watching the lads training, it was hard to do that, but my body feels a lot better now, so getting these 2 games underneath my belt before the season starts was key. Me personally, I am ready to go. So a twist there in the occasion. It did seem ever likely that James Tavernier was going to be leaving Ibrox this summer due to Trabzonspor coming within with an offer, and just, speculation over his future. Rangers looking to try and get rid of the old guard and bring in the new guard. Now, again, this is a touchy subject because it divides the fan base. Now, James Tavernier has been a great servant for this football club. 9 years, fantastic, been my favourite player. But my goodness me, we do need to start looking for the future. And again, I do feel a bit anxious with him at right back defensively. And now I've never been aboard of this train. This is new territory for me, troops. I've always been a James Tavernier fan. Always. Assists, goals, all of the rest of them. I love James Tavernier. I think he's a fantastic player, and I think sometimes he's a lot hard done by because he often gets his Rangers career, criticised, and people try and compare him to a different era of Rangers captains, when you've always got to look at things in context. We were in the mud when he first started. In fact, he came in the Championship. So I've always stood by that, but time waits for no man. And defensively, he has been very, very weak, especially in the final half of last season. Really, really poor and cost us big chances in a lot of games. Already in pre-season, yes, some may say pre-season is pre-season, no one's taking it seriously, but in pre-season, in both of those matches, he has cost us goals and he has looked like the weak link. Now, James Tavernier, of course, can stay at Rangers Football Club this summer. You can stay at Rangers Football Club this summer, but James Tavernier, for me, cannot be the starting right back. Again, my opinion, he can't be the starting right back this season. Again, I think we can't do that. It's suicide. We need to be having a strong rock there on that right-hand side under this new era, and I think it would be dumb to just rest our laurels on James Tavernier, who is obviously on the decline. Now, hopefully he proves me wrong going into next season if he's staying, of course, I hope. But just the signs that I've seen over the last end of the season, I do think there has been a slight sleeve in the decline, and if there's a whiff of any money for a 32-year-old who turns 33 in October, we should absolutely be taking it and going forward within our rebuild. So that's my opinion. I know that's going to split a lot of thoughts. Don't worry, I was on the other side for a long, long time. I'm a massive James Tavernier fan, has been my favourite player at Rangers for the last 9 years. I've always stood by him, but as stated, time waits for no man, and I'm not asking for, Chris Boyd to come back leading our line. Do you know what I mean? So that's all I've got for you, Rangers fans. Let me know your thoughts on the James Tavernier situation down there in the comment section below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you check out our summer collection. Link is down in the description, or go to rfcclothing.com. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.